Hello there, my name is Victor, and this here is my friend Matthew, and this is his blog. Now, me, him, and two other friends, we bought a domain, and we want to use that domain to host our own applications, host our own stuff, and Matthew here has a blog. So today what I'm going to try to do is to see if we can host this blog entirely for free, besides the domain charges. So this is a blog about cooking, about food basically. You know, he likes to eat a lot, and so he writes about it too. He goes out to a lot of places and tries them out, and then if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, well, it's totally trash. You should never go there. So anyway, where have I gotten? So I have a very beautiful page, and I've successfully mimicked the title, if you can see the exact same letters. So that's my progress so far. So what we want to do is use something like Contentful. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, Contentful. Or we could use something like Prismic. So both of these are what we call headless CMSs, and what they allow you to do is manage content completely separate from the presentation of your application. So a lot of times with things like WordPress and Drupal, or whatever's out there, what happens is you have content, but it's tied to your application logic, which is very painful to work with. I mean, like for example, WordPress, you have to use PHP to build the application, and you have to use what the PHP that WordPress comes with. Even if you want, you can't quite really use Laravel and get around it. It's just a pain to work with. So if you have content behind an API, it just makes your life as a developer so much simpler. So that's exactly what we want to do. We want to have a blog, and we just want to interact with this blog through an API. We want to render this whole blog using just an API. So we have two choices. We have Prismic and we have Contentful. Prismic is kind of cheap, and so is Contentful. If you go with a free plan, that's a grand total of $0. Very cheap. That's how we like it, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good plan for, if you're just starting out and if you just want to see if it's actually good for you. Especially Prismic. I mean, they offer a lot in their free plan, but I want to try Contentful. So I have never ever used Contentful, so this is going to be me learning how to use Contentful and using my friend's blog as a scapegoat, from experiments. Before that, let's make this look even better. I'm using Bootstrap because I'm not a designer. I couldn't really care about design. But we all like beautiful things, so let's make the title even more beautiful. So I'm using Bootstrap version 4. Whatever. Let's go to documentation. Title. Let's see. Tooltips, toe spinners, blah blah blah. It's not here. I think it's in utilities. Next. Left, right, text wrapping, word break, down font weight, no space, reset decoration. Where are titles? Where are titles? Content. Typography. Okay, H1, H2. So this is an H1. Doesn't really look like an H1 to me. This is what I want. How do I do that? Display one. Alright. Let us dump display one to our title. Great. That looks so much better. Let's see. So we want to represent this. So all of his articles are very, very similar. You have a title, you have content. Content is basically text and images with captions, some author information, and the date and time when it was actually published, as you can see. So yeah, I mean, shouldn't be too hard to mimic this. So what makes Contentful and Prismic very interesting is that they allow you to describe your contents the way you're going to use them in your application. So it's like let's take this blog for example. So you have an article. So you do Contentful or Prismic. What you say is, look, my article has a title. It's got some text, which can have images. It's got some author information and a date and time when it was published. That's what you say to these services, and it's exactly how your content editors, which is most probably you, is going to be entering the content also to the service, and actually that's how you're going to be consuming that content. So that's a great thing in itself, because what it allows you to do is use the same content from the same content in multiple applications and devices. So yeah, let's get started. So the way Contentful works is I don't really know, so we'll have to go through the docs. The domain model. Okay, let's just look at the domain model. So it's got organizations. Organizations have users and spaces. Spaces are what I have environments. Environments have content models. Content, the actual content media would be images, files, all that stuff. Space is a child, acts as a container for your content settings. Okay. Allow you to separate your data according to the structure of your projects or services. You can purchase as many spaces as you need. Environments are entities within space, allowing you to create and maintain multiple versions of the space, blah blah blah. Okay, so the point is we need a space. Let's add a space. Free, yes. Give it a name. Let's just call it Rorkela. Do we want that, or can we do this? I think we can do that. Create an empty space. Yes. Confirm your selection. Yes. Rorkela eats. Okay, so add Contentful. Alright. Let us do that. So earlier I had tried Prismic, so it's nice but not nice, you know, if you get what I mean. Nice but not nice. Always watch out for that, kids. No. Why it no exist? This is bad. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna stop the dev server here. Content. There we go. Save that. Gotta do a yarn install. While that's happening, connect your space with a UI extension. What's a UI extension? Extensions allow developers to extend the basic functionality of the Contentful web app. Okay. Can be used to update an existing field, like creating a different interface for editing JSON fields. Okay. Or building something completely new, like integrating third-party data in Contentful. That's actually useful. For example, adding a custom field to Contentful that allows users to search and select Shopify. Wow, I can't read anymore. Shopify products. It's essentially a small HTML5 application that exists in a sandboxed iframe and interact with the Contentful web app through the UI extensions SDK. This SDK is a proxy to the content management API and acts on behalf of the logged on user. The UI extensions code is completely customizable and can be either uploaded to Contentful or self-hosted. Okay. Implementation of this is completely based on the use case, can be implemented from basic HTML. Single field extension, side, and okay, so what does to add functionality and integrate with outside services? We don't need that. Okay, what is the content model? What is the content model? So okay, so if we need any extra functionality, we can actually like upload code into Contentful itself and like describe that functionality ourselves, which could be useful, I guess. But we just want something very bare bones here. The data model organizes content spaces, okay, allows you to group all related resources for a project together, includes content entries, media assets, settings for localizing content into different languages. Each space has a content model that represents content types. Okay, content models have content types. Okay, let's add a content type. Let's start with article. Okay, a blog article. Deal with it. Create. Fields. Each content type consists of a set of up to 50 fields that you define. Why am I capped to 50 fields? Oh wait, hold on. Content type can have 50 different types of fields. These fields can be one of the following, correspond to a JSON type. There are differences between fields you can create in the so text is JSON, text short, long, number integer, number decimal, so date, time, location is an object, latitude, longitude, so in case you don't know, you probably don't know, Contentful, the way it gives us the data back, the content is in the form of JSON, so I'm gonna guess it's time to add some fields. Add field. So let's say this is the text field here. If I add a text field, then I can expect that text field to be just a plain string in the response that I get back from the Contentful API. So that's what it's saying. And let's say if I were to take a location, change field, location, there it is. So if I were to use this, I would get an object with a lat property and a long property, boolean, true, false, media, link, that's an object type, link to an asset, the type of the reference item is defined by the link type property. Read our links guide for more details. Reference array JSON. Oh wait, hold on, this is around 50 different types. Sorry. Content type consists of a set of up to 50 fields. Why am I limited to 50 fields? Okay, you know what? Nobody cares. We don't need that many fields right now. Fields do not support ordering or strict equality. Text fields. Okay. Huh? What? Fields do not support ordering or strict equality. What's that supposed to mean? Fields must be ISO. Okay, but do not require time portion. Array fields. There's an array field. Why do we have an array field? Fields can contain multiple values with the array type. An array can contain symbols, strings up to 256 characters, or links to other entries or assets. The items property allowed in ID text type array items type symbol. You define a field that contains symbols like this. You define a field that contains links to assets like this. Type link type asset. Okay. Find a field that contains links to items like this. Why do I care about this? Okay, point is that we have some basics types. All content types have standard fields that contain basic information about the content type, its fields and metadata. Sys name description. Okay, you know what? We're gonna find out about all of this. Content model links. Okay, you know what? I have an article. So what do I want to do? JSON. Okay, so yeah, JSON sidebar. What's a sidebar? Configure the sidebar for this content type. Why do I want to do this? Fields, it's time to click the blue button. Change the entry editor's appearance for this content type ID, documentation, read a guide to content modeling. Okay. Content modeling basics. You know what? I think that's gonna be more helpful right now. Okay, basics. What are the basics? A content model gives structure and organization to your content, okay? Each content type is made up of fields which denote the type of data that will be included in the entry. The title of news article would have its own text field, the body would have another, and there would also be fields for any media files. This is how you make your take your website or app from blah blah blah, a big blob of content, to modular whatever. Okay, you know what, let's just wing it. Text title, yes, I'm gonna call it article title because select as if there is more than one value to store, like several names or list of ingredients. No, not really. Long text. Enable sorting, maximum 255 characters. Use for type. Yeah, this is short. Create and configure. Name, article title, field option. Represents the entry title. Yes. Enable localization. We don't really care about that right now. Validations, required field. Yes. Unique field. You won't be able to publish any entry if this. No, not really. No. Appearance, single line, URL, drop down radio. Oh, this is actually help text. This is the article's title. Duh. Yeah, that should be pretty helpful. Enable. You know what, let's just make it even more obvious. Article title. Okay, let's save that. Great. So we have that. Let's save that. Let's click on the big green button. Save. Great. We have successfully saved. Let's look at JSON preview. Wow. Okay, so sys. I think that's what we were reading about a while ago. Sys, yeah. Common system properties. Space. Okay, so this is the space that we are in. ID. This is type article. Type content type, created then, updated then, environment, fields, ID, article. Okay. Alright, so let's add another field, rich text. Name, article body. There we go. So I like to use underscores because, like, if you just imagine that little line at the bottom is gone, it looks like a space. So spaces are more natural for human beings. Article body, right? What do we want? We want headers. We want bold, italics, underline. What's this? Why is there no? Okay, never mind. Entry, inline entry, asset. Yes, we like assets. Link to assets. Link to URL. Link to entry. You know what? We just want everything. This is a required field. Of course, this is a required field. Specify minimum and or maximum allowed number of entries. Embedded in. I don't know what that means. You know what? Forget that. Rich text default. You know what? Save that. Great. We are going to save that. And what are we gonna do with this? Okay, so we've successfully described half of an article. So we still have to describe the date, the time, and the author. But you know what? We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, people. Okay, so we have a content model. What do we actually? Okay, I think we gotta click there. Add, this is nice. Add an article. You wanna add an article, mate? Blair from Contentful. I don't give a crap about you. Okay, so you know what? Let's just begin. Let's begin. Chicken parm. I don't know what parm is. I'm gonna clear that. Wait, hold on. Did that fail? Couldn't find. Oh, I couldn't find it. Hold on. Yeah, I couldn't find it. I don't know. I'm just gonna clean out node modules. I don't think that's gonna help, but what the hell? Chicken palm. This is the articles. What is the articles article? I gotta change that. So let's change that real quick. I'm going to save this as a draft. There's no save button. So I guess it's automatically saved. Go back. I'm gonna go to content model. Settings. Title. Yes, save that. This is important. Very important. Go back to content. Click on that. Articles title. Duh. Alright. Block code. Okay, we have tooltips here, but not there. Genius. Just absolutely genius. Who thought of that? Yeah, okay, you know what? That's very difficult. So I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to take this right next to that over there. Yes. Now I'm a really smart guy because I knew that I would have to upload these pictures, right? So what I did was, okay, it is safe. Alright, so I have a chicken parm article here with me. How do I actually put it in my application? Good question. I don't know. Actions, create new article, duplication, info. Go back. So this is a draft. Gotta publish that. Okay, so publish, I'm gonna assume means it's up online. So how do I actually JavaScript? Okay, well, let's read that. Getting started. Content SDK. This tutorial will walk you through the first steps. Okay, let's try it. Let's start with that. JavaScript SDKs consume the content. There's a read-only API for retrieving content from Contentful. Clients need to provide an API key, which is created per space and used to delimit. You can create an access token using that or that. Set up the client. First, you need to get the SDK. Already did that. Wait, no, I gotta do the uninstall again. In a web browser, there are multiple ways to get the SDK. Quickest way to just to use the pre-built. Okay. The recommended but no longer ways to manage your browser JavaScript code using npm. Then you can use it in your code and build. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Initialize the client. So we gotta initialize the client. We have a space ID, the access token, request a single entry. Okay, hold on. So I'm gonna make a lib folder. I'm gonna call it Contentful client.js. Come on. This takes forever. Why did I do that? So client.getEntry, entry ID. So I'm gonna guess that this is an entry. Yeah. Okay, so these are called entries. So whenever you have a content model and you actually use that content model to create a content, that content is called an entry. Okay. What do we do? Client get entries that console.log entry.sys entry of fields apart object received by the promise callback. Okay, so it looks fairly simple enough. So I need to do this. I need to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add space here, access token. So ideally you want to use environment variables or something of the sort, but I'm just gonna hard code it. I'm not gonna be showing you guys all that now. Now how do I get that? Right there, performance. Okay. Where do I get all that? I think I get it in settings. Okay, so I have created the Contentful client. I'm not gonna show you guys the API keys. No, I'm not. So let's actually try using that. Lib client. Dot get initial props. Make that an async function. Okay, how does this work? We gotta do a get entry. Where is the article entry ID? There we go. Let's use that. How do we do this? Client.get entry. Okay. Const entry is equal to client.get entry. I'll put that over there. Oh wait. And then I'm going to what am I gonna do? I'm gonna return this as entry. And here we're going to say props const entry is equal to props.entry console.log entry. So let's save that and let us see what we has. We has, what is this? Gonna refresh. Yes, I have to run the development server. I forgot. It is load. It is load, my friends. It is compile. It is error, my friend. Okay, so I have an error in my client code. I'm gonna fix that error, but I'm not gonna show you the client code. Okay, so I fixed the client code. And here's the entry. So I have system, I have fields, and I have system. Here's my article title, just plain text. And here is my content. Wow, okay, that's a lot. Okay. Content, data, what is it? It's a paragraph, content, inside that. Wow, this is a lot. So this is how it like gives us all of this information. So we have, okay, you know what? That's good. I think that's good. With paragraph embedded asset block. Let's look at what that looks like. Target fields, too much cheese. Let's see. So that's the URL, that's the title. Okay. So the way we add captions to stuff is by using the title and the description. Okay. Well, now this is gonna take us a while now, isn't it? This is gonna take us a while. But the important thing is we have our content. We have our content, and we're gonna go to the next step and make it mobile first. this is not mobile first. You know what? I give up. Okay, so how do we actually use this? So we got an entry. Retrieve all entries of a space. We don't want all entries. Retrieve linked entries. Entries have links to other entries. So when you retrieve a list of entries, those links are automatically resolved. So you don't have to retrieve the linked entry separately. Okay. By default, Contentful resolves one level of linked entries. We don't care about linked entries, do we? For example, demonstrates the usage of linked asset on field logo for the brand content type you can find in our product catalog example space. Retrieve entries with search parameters. Content type, brand content type. What does content type here mean? I think I think it's in the sys content type article. Okay, you know what? Let's try that. Content type get entries content type article. Let's go back to our homepage. How do we do it? Entries. I don't want to do that. Entries. Alright, let's look at the entries. Entries is undefined. Why is it undefined? Must have made a mistake somewhere. Get entries content type brand content type ID. Oh, I need to provide the ID. Why do I need to provide the ID? I gotta find the ID now. So here it is. Where's the ID? Where's the ID? Use this ID. That is the ID. Do I have to put in quotes? Let's check that out. Oh no, wait, maybe I just have to, yeah, I just have to refresh the page. And yeah, there we go. Alright, so that's something weird about Next. Sometimes you just have to refresh the page during dev. Alright, so here are the items. 0 is our very first article, so we know how to retrieve all our articles now, which is good. This is very good. So okay, so how do we go about actually rendering our articles? I don't know. So let's const first article is entry sort items 0. That's what it is, right? Items 0. So that's our very first article. So this art is gonna have fields. It's gonna have fields. There's gonna be an article title and an article body. So that's the easy part. Const fields first article dot fields. Okay, you know what? Let's put an h1 there. This is gonna be fields dot article title. Let's refresh that. And so there we have our chicken farm. But how do we render these? So okay, so we know how to render the paragraphs. The paragraphs are easy. Why did it do that? So fields dot, what is this? article body dot content. So content is an array dot map. We're gonna map this. So what do we call this? Yeah, we just call it content. If you know, let's just use switch content dot node type. Case if it's a paragraph, we're gonna return. What are we gonna return? We're gonna return a paragraph, and the paragraph is gonna have, what's it gonna have? It's gonna have I didn't think about this. Okay, you know what? Let's just render that. It's gonna have that. Hold on. This is tricky. This is very, very tricky. Content. Dot content. Wait, that's an array. Okay. 0 dot value. I'm gonna save that. And what do we have? We have some content, but we don't have the bullet list. For your chicken, you're gonna need that. Okay, so this is the third paragraph. The third paragraph. So what does that look like? So we have content. Inside that we have for your chicken, you're gonna need that. Ooh, and then you have an unordered list. Okay. Content. Alright. And okay. Case, what is this? An unordered list. Let's copy that. And return a UL. And it's gonna be wow, why is this this is very, very long. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's a better way to do this, but you know what, we're just gonna go with this for now. All right, so we wanna take the content of content and then map that to, what do we want to map it to? We want to map it to list items, right? Content. Let's call this content. No, you know what? Instead of using brackets, we're gonna use this, a list item. So the list item's gonna have yeah, I'm getting pretty confused now. So we have at the very top this, then this, then this. How many levels of content? Okay, you know what? I give up. There has to be a better way to render this. There has to be a much better way to render this. What are the SDKs that we have? SDK reference. But we did get close. This is not bad. So I'm gonna go back here, save that. So we have something. Something is better than nothing. Contentful, JavaScript delivery SDK. Okay, so this is clearly not for React. Contentful React. How to build a React Redux application. Okay, so this is one of the blogs. Okay, let's just check that out. Let's check this out as well. Example apps, try it out. Node.js 6. No. Getting started. npm install what? Let's look at what they have in their package.json. They have dependencies. Come on, what is git clone. React component post index. If our blog post will come here, okay. Okay, fetch blog contents. Where's the part where they actually display things? Render posts, article, blah blah blah. Are you freaking kidding me? How is this a wrap up? You didn't show us how to do anything. Oh, okay, that's how they did. So essentially, I have to do everything on my own, which sucks. There has to be a better way to do this. I mean, Prismic has React components. Prismic has React components. Why am I doing this on my own? Okay, hold on. Guides, platforms. Okay, let's check this out. It's probably not that. Tutorials. Create and deploy a node application. Use the sync API, Angular, Vue, Nuxt. What about React? Isn't there anything for React? I would hope so. I mean, a lot of people use React. Okay, no, forget that. API extends many tools, static site generators. Let's just look for a tutorial next. JS Contentful. Create a Next.js app with Contentful and deploy it. Okay, so this is from Zaid. So hopefully this is better. So okay, let's read that as well. In this guide, step 1, create your Contentful content. We did that. Creating API keys. Did that. Okay, components. Oh no. Even they So even they have to basically manage it on their own. So much a useless fluff. I mean, where's the actual... Okay, so here's the stuff. What is this? It looks very similar to ours. Okay, so it's pretty clear that we're gonna have to do it on our own. We're gonna have to do it on our own. You know what? I'm gonna end the video here and I'm gonna continue this at a later time. But it does look quite promising. I mean, we can definitely use Contentful or Prismic to actually host the blog because, well, that's free, right?